Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Simple Stories Saturday, where we'll all be using our Simple Stories stash to create layouts. And it is hosted by Joanne Bartel. And that was a photo that I am scrapping today, and I'm showing some of the stencils and stamps that I plan on using, and of course, my Simple Stories. And today I'm using Vintage Weathered Garden. And then I also pulled out some of the basic things. I wanted this one for the background, and it kind of looks like they laid envelopes on there and inked around them or something. So it does look distressed, but I wanted more back there. And you will think I'm putting way too much more, but I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to be putting everything, and I knew stuff would be covered up, so I thought I can put plenty there. But this little adventure arrow thingy, it's gonna be, I'm gonna make sure I don't cover it up. Everything else might be covered up somewhat, though. Not near as much is going to show as you think will, because I knew I planned on using that brick stencil. Yeah, that one up there on the right hand side. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use graphite. Uh, it's Prima Graphite something. If you want to know, I'll be down there. Just ask down there, and I will find out what it is exactly. Um, I'm using the reverse chicken wire just now, and I used the radar stencil, and then I also used a couple of um, Crafter's Workshop. And I'm using two different colors. I'm using forest moss. Well, three. I think I did use some peeled paint and rusty hinge and the forest moss. But I am picking out the places that I like the best. Like I like that blotch right there. One's going to get covered up, but that one's going to go ahead and show. And then this is a Stampin' Up! Crosshatch stamp. I love that stamp. I've had it a long time, and I took it off the little block thing that it comes on. Well, I think I put it on there. I think they have it packaged together. You just put it on there yourself. But I took it off there so I could use it on the mixed media and just use bits and pieces of it. I'm also using a Bo Bunny one called Newsprint, and I got that from Debbie. And I went ahead and used black with it. And here's that graphite stuff. It's kind of foamy and solid, but it's also got glitter in it. You cannot tell on the video it's glitter, and you cannot tell on the photos at the end. It just looks like little white specks on the photos, but it's actually glitter. And it goes on really smooth on with the stencil. And I've had it for a while, and I've used it on cards, and I might have used it on one layout, but I keep forgetting that it's down there with all the other stuff, and I go for well, what is on the second shelf is what I go for, and it's down there on the third. I forget about it, but I remembered it today. But if you notice, the jar wasn't full. That is why I have used it. I just may not have had it on a video. But don't it look pretty? It kind of reminds me of like a brick wall, and then they stuccoed over the top of it, and then part of it is showing again because it's worn and old. Um, I really wanted to use this banner and put a photo in it, and yeah, it's such a pretty. I don't always buy the sticker sheet the extra sticker sheet to go with the collections, but I really wanted this one. And well, I think it's because it's got so many greens in it. I really love this collection, but it is pretty much on the monochromatic side. So at the end, you'll see me using some sponge sugar pink and putting it on the layout too, just to add a little pink here and there. Well, I think I added it quite a few places, but you'll see that at the end. I fussy cut out a bunch of the flowers so I could use them on the layout. And what I'm doing now is cutting off some of the leaves so that I can have it more dimensional. The main part of it's going to be on foam tape, and then those little leaves, I'm just going to tuck them under. Well, I'm going to curl the leaves a little bit first, glue the part that's going to get tucked under, but have the other part loose, just to make it look like, there are two layers. And I'm just, like I said, tucking them under the edge of it, back in the same place as they were to start with. It's just a different layer. Well, I did curl the ones that are on foam tape too. But let's see, where am I at on it? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do a little cluster up above the photo. And since part of it's not going to show, I went ahead and cut part off and saving it for another layout. The stickers I glued. I stuck the stickers to white cardstock and then cut the white off around it so that they would be sturdier because those stickers are really thin. And this one I put foam tape behind it so it could be up high enough to run along with the edge of the photo. And I can still tuck some stuff behind it, which I will be doing. Oh, I guess I decided to hop on over here and work on my title. My title is going to be a little long. I've got the best ever in the foam thick. Well, I think they're just foam stickers because they're simple stories. They're not thickers, so they're not by American Crafts, and they stick better too. Um, so the best ever, and then the luck was one of the stickers too. And like I said, they're really thin, so I put them on cardstock only. This time I used one of the background sheets, like this one here that I'm using, and from the basic collection. I went around it and left a little bit of an edge because it kind of blended in with the background paper just a little bit too much, and that little bit of edge made it look better. But of course, by the time I get done, I end up putting it on top of the brick and it shows up better anyway. And then the if we find, that's the word luck. And then if we find is the little tile ones, and I put them on a label so I could pick them all up at once to put on here. And then I used one of the circle stickers, and again, I used cardstock behind it. Well, it's the background paper kind of cardstock. No, I think it's the polka dot one. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's polka dot from the 6x8 paper pad. And I put the word one with the stickers again, only this time I actually just put them straight on here and didn't put them on any cardstock, just the circle part. I use that sticker that says all together since they're together, and I put some crochet thread in it, and I will glue it down so it isn't hanging way out there after I get the rest of my, well, maybe not after I get the rest of my clusters done, but when I get part of my clusters done, because I think I do it before I put this last flower on there. I used a couple of the tickets, but I cut them in half, and I end up tucking a flower in, so part of them's covered up, but you can see the tickets real well in the final photos. More showing than it looks like in the video at the moment. I wish the screen wasn't so little, but I guess you have to have room to work. I am doing quite a bit of inking with the vintage photo, even on my Pink Fresh Studio die there with the curvy branch. I'm inking it in the tea dye instead of the green like I usually do because I'm really wanting to keep everything more on the monochromatic side but have brown instead of green. And to go with my wood grain along the edge is what I was thinking. And that strip is from the Simple Stories Woods, I think it's what it's called. And then I put a strip of the weathered garden alongside of it. And this one kind of looks like newspaper stuff or advertisement. And I went ahead and used that stamp too that had the newspaper. I thought the two would go real well together. I did put that gorgeous banner up there on foam tape, and I also added some of those branches from the Pink Fresh Studio die. Just add a little bit more to it, and I believe I'll add one flower or two, couple of flowers. Yeah, I'm going to add a couple of flowers to it and a brad. Well, a sticky brad. Don't y'all just love the Simple Stories Vintage collection? There's so much in the collection that you can just play and play when you get started making a layout. I'm adding, I think, one or two butterflies. There is a couple already on the layout that's on that banner up there. So I think I just add one butterfly. So I'll have three. Yeah, that's all I see on here. Just one more. So I added the one. And the other two were up there in the banner. Yeah, tacked up there with a couple of clothespins. They're not going nowhere. But it is a fun banner. Uh, I'm adding a few more of these little branches here and there in spots. Just add another color of green. It's not quite as dark as the green that's on the flowers. But yeah, I was looking at these brads and thinking, which one am I going to use? And of course, I used Best Ever already on the layout, so I couldn't use that one. So I ended up using the heart. I pretty much think you can never go wrong adding a heart to your layout. I went to tuck this flower under, but then I noticed I would be hiding a couple of the leaves, so I decided to go ahead and cut them off and then tuck them in on the other side of the flower. And I was happy there. The sequence that I'm using is called Into the Woods by Spiegelmom Scraps. I love that collection of sequins. They are so pretty. They have like little wood grain looking sequins in there, and then a very, very dark green, kind of like the forest moss. And yeah, they're just really pretty, but they're retired. So when this is gone, I can't get no more. I think this was my second package of them. And there's one called Something and Twigs right now. I really like that, but they were out by the time I found out about it and tried to order them. But I put my email down there in case they get some in. But you ought to check them out. They're really pretty sequins and go great with outdoor photos. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And I had so much fun making it. And yeah, check out all the other people that's got links down there and see what they did with their simple stories today. I am sure you'll find lots and lots of inspiration. But if you leave a comment, I'll try to get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very, very much. And thank you all for watching my video today. I appreciate that too. But have a happy, scrappy week. Check out those links down there. Pull out your simple stories and make a layout. Bye.